Hi everyone, today we're going to make a simple dot painting using a wine glass. So you can see the decoration shows on the interior as well as the exterior. And I'm going to show you just how quick and easy doing something like this can be. Just to give you a quick overview of what you're going to need is glass paint, which you can get at any of the hobby stores. You're going to need Q-tips, and what you want to do is take the cotton off of one end of them. That's actually what we're going to use as our paintbrush. Some alcohol. You can either use rubbing alcohol, or if you have alcohol wipes, you can use those also. And that's to clean the exterior of the glass. That way there's no type of grease or anything that can repel the paint. Just to show you quickly how we're going to do our dots is you take your Q-tip, put it upright at a 90-degree angle. No, actually, yes, 90-degree angle into your paint. Take it to your paper and just touch lightly. And you're going to do the same thing when you're touching your glassware. Every time you make a dot, you're going to reload your paint. And as you can see, by reloading and just touching the paper, it gives us fairly consistent sizes. So let's get started. So I've already cleaned this glassware, and the easiest way to start is to make yourself a grid. And the way we're going to do that is to think of a clock. So my first dot is going to be at 6 o'clock. I'm going to turn my paper so that dot now becomes 12 o'clock, and I'm going to make another dot at 6 o'clock. I'm going to turn those two dots so they're opposites, but they're going to be at the 3 and 9 o'clock position. So I'll come in, reload my Q-tip, come in, make another dot at 6 o'clock. Turn that so it's at 12, and my last dot is going to be at 6 o'clock. So basically, once you have these 4 dots down, you're just going to continue your painting. Now what we're going to do is come in and fill in between these dots. So each row is going to end up having 8 dots. So we have the original 4. I'm filling in between those. And there's our 8. So now for our second row, I'm going to come in between 2 of the dots and just continue around. So I know there's going to be 8 dots. There's 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So if we're going to do another row, we're going to start. And again, we're going to go in between the 2 dots of the previous row. So we have 1. And I don't think I need to count for you, but I'm just going to try to do this quickly. You're going to want to try to take more time than this. I'm just trying to get the basics so you're able to create your own pictures. You can create canvases this way. You can create gift boxes. And of course, any type of glassware, not necessarily just wine glasses. So I am going to do one more row. And again, I'm going to find the previous 2 dots and come in between there and continue around. You do want to try to be consistent as possible with your dots. Like I said, I am trying to rush to get this done quickly. And the other thing is when you do that, make sure that you're going straight up and down when your dot hits either your paper or your glassware. You don't want it to tilt at all. All right, so there we go. I have in 3 rows of my blue dots. Next, I'm going to come in with my lighter blue to make a gradient type of color or pattern. And again, I'm just filling in between those previous dots. So there's my 2 blue. I'm coming in with my lighter blue. Do another row. Just going to come in between the 2 previous blue dots. And you can see it really does go rather quickly once you, and the paper underneath helps immensely. It just allows you to spin your project around. That way you're not touching it. There's much less chance that you're going to mess up the paint. And if by any chance you do touch the paint or you make a mistake, you have a dot in the wrong spot, or it's just every now and then a dot goes totally wrong, what you can do is just take a little bit of alcohol on a paper towel, come in, and you can remove that paint rather easily. Once it dries, it's much more difficult, but you're still able to do it. All right, so I have 2 rows of my blue dots. I'm going to come in now with my white paint and just fill in between those previous rows of the light blue. You can use multiple colors on something like this. You can use all the same color. It really depends on the look that you're going for. Okay, so I have my first row of white dots. I'm going to come in with the second row, and you know what? That second row is going to be the end of the bottom of my glass. So you can see how quickly it really can go along. And we're done. So the bottom of our glass is complete. I did do part of the upper glass only because it's exactly what we've done on the bottom. It's the same thing with our dots. I started with the 4 dots on the bottom, following the hands on the clock, and then it just filled in around it. So what we're going to do now is just come in with the white so we get that little bit of the lattice effect. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to follow. You can say I have 4 rows of dots there and 3 here. So I'm going to come in with the white on that 4th dot, and it'll be every other. And again, you can always come in and fill in between with different sizes of dots. And you can see right there, I have a little bit where I smudged it. So I am going to come in quickly with a little alcohol, just grab it by the stem where there's no paint. Come in and remove that. And that's it. We can continue on. Okay, so that's actually my first row of white. I'm going to come to the next row now. And this is going to help give us that extended shape to come up around the glassware. And sometimes I just use my fingers underneath to help steady my hand. But again, you can take as long as you want and do a neater job than this, certainly. All right, I'm done with that row. So now I'm going to come in and make my second row of white. And I'm just going to file again. It's going to be every other, because every time you go around the glass, all we're doing is 8 dots around it. And there I did not have, I think actually my paint is starting to dry a little bit. So you don't really need much to do a dot painting. So keep that in mind when you're putting your paints out. And I'm using a little palette, but you could just put it in paper cups. You could put it on even a paper plate. So that's another row done. So now I'm going to come in where I just have the one dot and come through. And this I'm going to do rather quickly because I want to show you how we're going to get the effect of the longer tendrils almost. Okay, that's another row done. So I'm going to come in and start again. So I know when I come to a row that already has 3 in it, I am at the end of that row. Okay, so I'm back at this. I think we're going to, because we need to leave at least an inch from where you could actually, a lips might actually touch the glass. The paint is not food safe. You can cure it for 21 days, then it's dishwasher safe. But if you use it before the 21 days, just hand wash it rather than putting it in the dishwasher itself. So, but don't ever put it on a plate where food is going to be. If you decided to decorate a platter or a breadboard, anything like that. So just remember, even on any type of drinkware, to keep it at least an inch from the lip of the glass. That way a person's mouth is not going to come in contact with the paint. All right, this is the row where we're going to start building our little extensions. So I'm going to come in with this one. I'm going to give it 2 dots. And come in with the next one, the same thing, 2 dots. But remember, you do need to reload your paint in between each time. And on just, it's all personal preference also. If you wanted to go with more dots to give it a little bit more of a lacy effect, you could certainly do that. So we'll see actually when we come. One more to do here. I'm going to just turn it over for a moment and let's look. And you know, I think I would like to go up a little more with the lacy effect. So I'm just going to lay it back down, and it actually is much easier when you leave it on the paper. And I might actually even come in maybe 2 more dots again. And I think after our 2 dots, and you can see I definitely have at least an inch from the mouth of the glass, so we don't have to worry at all about that. And again, you can always come and fill in between any of the dots if you wanted to give it even a bit more coverage, but I think we're going to call this finished. I'm going to turn it right side up so you can see. So not only is the base, but even the inside, which is a little difficult to see, but you can see the inside of the glass also carries that pretty decoration with it. So I hope you give this a try. So dot painting is quick and easy, and you can use just about anything in your household to make the dots. Hope you try it and have a good time. Till next time, take care.